Oshi no Ko, the currently airing anime that garnered a modicum of attention amidst the sea of mediocrity, epitomizes the embodiment of artistic pretentiousness and creative bankruptcy. This series, which desperately attempts to be an insightful exploration of the idol industry, flounders in its execution, leaving me with an overwhelming sense of disdain and regret for having wasted precious minutes of my life on such drivel. Let us commence this dissection of artistic incompetence with the narrative itself. Oshi no Ko, in its misguided attempt to shed light on the idol industry, stumbles through a convoluted mess of contrived plot lines and superficial character interactions. The story unfolds with all the grace of a wounded elephant, as it fumbles through its poorly constructed web of uninspired cliches and predictable twists. The audience is subjected to a tiresome procession of shallow character arcs that fail to evoke even a modicum of emotional investment. Additionally, the quote-unquote twist from episode 1 is so obvious a toddler could see it coming. The character development, or rather the lack thereof, in Oshi no Ko is a glaring testament to the inadequacy of its writing. The protagonists, who ought to be the epitome of complexity and depth, are reduced to hollow shells, devoid of any discernible personality traits or motivations. Their actions are nothing more than predictable responses to the contrivances of the plot, rendering them utterly forgettable and unworthy of any viewer's attention. The attempts to explore the intricacies of the idol industry through these characters fall flat, as the writers seem content with surface-level observations and half-hearted attempts at social commentary. Furthermore, the visual aesthetics of Oshi no Ko are an affront to the discerning viewer's sensibilities. The animation, if it can even be called that, is a pitiful display of laziness and incompetence. The character designs lack any semblance of artistic vision, resembling nothing more than generic cookie-cutter figures that could easily be interchanged with any other mindless anime product of the same ilk. The animation quality itself is an insult to the medium, with choppy movements and lifeless expressions that fail to convey even the most basic human emotions. It is as if the animators were determined to create a visual representation of soullessness and lackluster craftsmanship. In addition to the abysmal animation, the sound design of Oshi no Ko is equally disappointing. The voice acting, which should be the saving grace of any anime, is lackluster and devoid of any genuine emotion. The characters' voices blend into a cacophony of banality, lacking any distinctive qualities that could help breathe life into the lifeless husks that populate this vapid series. The background music, if one can even call it that, consists of forgettable and generic tunes that fail to leave any lasting impression. It is a sad testament to the absence of creativity and originality in the production team's repertoire. Moreover, the themes and messages attempted by Oshi no Ko are as shallow as a puddle after a summer drizzle. The series purports to explore the dark underbelly of the idol industry, but it does so with all the intellectual rigor of a toddler banging on pots and pans. The attempts at social critique and commentary are feeble and devoid of any substantial insight. The series merely scratches the surface of the industry's exploitative nature, never daring to delve deeper or challenge the status quo. It is a cowardly and toothless endeavor, lacking the intellectual depth and audacity that could have elevated it above the myriad of forgettable anime productions. Lastly, the conclusion of Oshi no Ko is likely to be as unsatisfying as the series itself. The writers seem incapable of providing a meaningful resolution to the tepid mess they have created. The last episodes have descended into a chaotic maelstrom of contrived twists and unsatisfying revelations, leaving the audience with a profound sense of disappointment and frustration. It is a conclusion that only further underscores the creative bankruptcy and lack of artistic vision that plague the entirety of this abominable series. In conclusion, Oshi no Ko is a prime example of the worst that the anime industry has to offer. Its narrative is a haphazard amalgamation of trite plot lines and uninspired character arcs. The visual and auditory elements are a disgrace to the medium, showcasing a complete lack of artistic integrity and craftsmanship. The themes and messages it attempts to explore are feeble and shallow, failing to provide any meaningful insight into the idol industry or society as a whole. Oshi no Ko is an insult to the discerning viewer's intellect and a testament to the decline of creativity in the anime industry. Final score, 2 out of 10.
Anime review is copyright of the Phantom Thief Buds. Do not distribute without express written permission.